I've been betting full-time in Las Vegas since 1998 when I moved out here from Michigan. And I really don't bet NFL futures to the tune of who's going to win the Super Bowl. And the concept is simple. One team's going to win, 31 teams are going to lose. So it's really hard year in, year out, unless you're making a bunch of futures bets and then, you end up tying your bankroll up. It's not something I like to do. That being said, this year, the LA Rams 5-1 to win the Super Bowl. Nobody else is close. All other 31 teams are 10-1 or higher on the future book odds. Are the Rams worth a look at 5-1? And what do we do with LA's win total? That's now the highest in the NFL, bet up to 11.5 season wins. Let's talk about it. Teddy covers WagerTalk.com with a Rams 2026 team preview. And, this team's been real good throughout the Sean McVay era. The last 5 years, they won 12 and were Super Bowl champs. Had the 5-win season immediately after that injury-riddled disaster. And then 10, 10, and 12 the last 3 years. So double-digit wins for the last 5 seasons. They have a Super Bowl title during that span. The Super Bowl this year, by the way, is at SoFi, I should say. SoFi's my gym. SoFi in L.A., so they have a chance to play at home like they did a couple years ago for the Super Bowl title. Sean McVay, 92-57. He's already in his 10th year as the Rams head coach. And, he's lost 3 times the NFC Championship game during that span, including last year's crushing defeat to Seattle. Offensive coordinator Nate Scheelhaus. Last year, Mike LaFleur with the OC. He's now in Arizona as their head coach. Defense coordinator Chris Shula. And, of course, the Rams are 7 playoffs in McVay's 9 years, 8 winning seasons. This is 10th season on the job. McVay's coaching tree is now all over the league. When we talk about coaches with a proven track record we believe in, Sean McVay is one of those guys. Absolutely. And, of course, he's only 40 years old. That's the craziness of it, is McVay's going to be around a long time. He's still the 5th youngest coach in the NFL, and he's in his 10th season on the job, which says that if you get the right guy, you can hire him early. Second longest tenured NFL head coach, only Andy Reid in Kansas City has been there longer, tied with Shanahan in that regard. And interesting enough, for a team that's win now, and a team that made all these win now moves and traded for Myles Garrett and is talking about getting Aaron Donald out of retirement, the draft was a bunch of guys for the future, not 26, including the number 1 pick is a backup quarterback, the quarterback of the future behind Matthew Stafford. And Stafford was MVP last year, okay? The only way for him to go is down compared to where he's been, but he could stay flat. He led the NFL in touchdowns a year ago, 46 of them. Led the NFL in yards, 4,700. Number 2 in passer rating, a 109.2. He played a full 17-game season last year after he had back issues in training camp. And, of course, skill position talent. The Rams are loaded. Blake Corum, Kyron Williams at running back, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams at receiver. All 4 tight ends are back. This tight end room is loaded. And this team ran twice as many 3 tight end sets as any other team in the league last year. 3 tight ends, 1 running back, 1 receiver. That's right in Sean McVay's wheelhouse. So, this offense is loaded. And, of course, the number 2 pick was tight end Max Clark. League low 23 sacks allowed last year. Offensive line is real good. Alaric Jackson, Steve Avila, Kevin Dotson, the center Coleman Shelton. 61 combined starts from that group before a year ago. There's nothing on the Rams offensively to go, this is a question mark, this is a problem, it seems loaded. The question mark / problem is if Stafford can't stay healthy. Healthy at full strength. The LA Rams are a nasty-looking offense with a coach with a proven track record of guiding this offense, and a coach and a quarterback who are on the same page, and a coach and a quarterback who've won a title together. There's lots to like about the LA Rams offensively in 2026. And, of course, again, the Super Bowl is being played at their home stadium, which is just one more motivator for a team that looks really good offensively on paper. Defensively, there may be some issues. We'll talk about that in just a minute. First, 2 things I want to talk about right here, right now. First of all is my NFL season win report. It is already up and available right now at WagerTalk.com. This is something I spent all summer working on. All right, these team preview videos that I'm putting out are all the notes that I took when I was preparing my NFL season win report over the last 2 months. In 25 seasons, 105, 56, and 3, 65% over a 25-year sample size with my NFL season win recommendations. The big ticket, 17 and 5, 77% over that same 25-year sample size. And last year I lost. All right? I lost. I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm pissed off by it. I'm motivated by it. I've had, I think, 3 or 4 other losing seasons during this 25-year span. I've never had back-to-back losing seasons. I spent all summer working to make sure I'm not going to have back-to-back losing seasons now. You can get that report right now, $199. Don't buy the report. Get my NFL full season, $5.99. That includes the NFL win report, includes all the preseason, includes all the regular season, includes all the playoffs, includes the Super Bowl, includes the prop report, includes all 5%, includes everything. I take $50 off. Promo code Teddy50 at checkout. Instead of $5.99, $5.49 to get on board from week 1 of the preseason through the Super Bowl, win report included. It's a deal. Teddy50 at checkout if you want to take advantage. One more thing to talk about, that's Splash Sports and the $1,000 Survivor contest. 21 million guaranteed. 21 million. I could use 21 million. You could use 21 million. Someone's going to win it. Lots of Wager Talk guys going to enter. Kelly in Vegas, me, Steve Merrill, a whole bunch of us are going to be in the SplashSports.com Survivor for 21 million bucks. Again, it's a $1,000 entry fee. This is not for everyone. But if you're interested, get $100 back to use in other contests. You can use it on Quick Picks. You have this marketplace where you can cash out or sell your entry or buy into another one. It's a cool concept. Check it out. SplashSports.com/Wager Talk. Password Wager Talk. Again, SplashSports.com/Wager Talk. Password Wager Talk. If you're interested in this offer, come compete with me. And hopefully we'll split it when all said and done. Admittedly, Survivor's a little bit of a lottery ticket, but it's an interesting thing to consider on a week-in, week-out basis. I want to see how many people are going to pick the Raiders in week 1. The only chance you'll get all year to use the Las Vegas Raiders. So the Rams, we talked about how good the offense is. And everything this team's done this offseason is win now, with the exception of the number 1 draft choice, picking a backup QB or the QB of the future. But you bring in Myles Garrett, obviously, and not like Jared Verse was a chopped liver. Jared Verse is a good player. And if you ask me long term, the Browns win that deal. But you're playing for a Super Bowl this year. Myles Garrett can help you do that. And again, they could well get Aaron Donald as well. Was not yet been signed, but there's a lot of buzz that Donald may be back in Rams camp sooner rather than later. And Verse, by the way, back-to-back Pro Bowls. Not like he's not chopped liver. But Garrett just had 1 sack in 3 playoff games. I'm not that worried about it. Myles Garrett's an impact player for the defense. They traded for the cornerback Trent McDuffie and then signed Jalen Watson as a free agent. This is a loaded secondary. It's a pass rush that's supposed to get there on every down. Yeah, defensively, the Rams, there's like the LA Dodgers don't have a lot of weaknesses. Not a lot of weaknesses for the Rams either. It's a team that is in win now mode. It's Super Bowl or bust at SoFi this year. Now, there are some concerns from we look at some of the stuff from last year. They were number 5 in turnover margin with a plus 11 turnover margin last year. That tends to even out, although you have a defense that's going to make plays, and a quarterback who's not likely to throw picks in bunches. So I'm not convinced that that is something prime for significant regression this season. They were the top 5 in yards per pass attempt last year, which again I have no reason to expect anything less this year with the receiving core they have and with Stafford back healthy. From a scheduling standpoint, the NFC West faces NFC East and AFC West opponents. So NFC East, again, it's not the toughest schedule. AFC West, relatively tough. The 3 extra games for the Rams. And again, this team's great. You expect in some of these squads at 3 extra games, you're like, oh, that's brutal. Buffalo, Green Bay, Tampa. I don't have arrows pointed up for any of those 3 teams for the Rams. So because of that, even with some of the concerns I have about LA, look, they're not worried about regular season wins. They're worried about postseason wins. The Rams are the class of the league. They're taking over money all summer. I can only bet LA up and over their win total. This is not a team I'm looking to fade from a season win standpoint. Now, we may see on a week in, week out basis the Rams laying big prices in games that they're not going to win by margin. But from a season win standpoint, count me as a believer in the LA Rams. I expect this team to be competing for a title come January and February of 2027. So for 26, if I'm going to get involved with the Rams, we're going to play them up and over their win total. Will the LA Rams make my season win report? Only one way to find out. Check it out, wt.buzz/TC, or just visit wagertalk.com. Thank you so much for watching. And boy, we appreciate the likes, the comments, the follows. Tell us what you think about the Rams below. And also, be sure to stay tuned right here on this channel for more quality video content powered by Wager Talk, doing team previews all month long right here on Wager Talk TV. Cheers.